Week 3 of college football has some incredible games on the slate. So let's wrap up week 2. This is part 2 of the college football week 2 hot takes. Take 1. Billy might be and should be gone soon. In the preseason, I thought Hugh Freeze would be the first coach to be fired this season. Well, Auburn looked great in week 1 against Baylor, and Florida just lost to USF. And it wasn't just the fact that USF won the game. USF looked really good, and Florida looked really bad. USF outgained them and won the turnover battle. You have to feel bad for Florida, and now they have to play at LSU, at Miami, Texas, and Texas A&M. That is a brutal 4-game stretch. I know Florida's athletic director came out and said they're sticking with Billy for the rest of the year. Maybe if they lose the next 4 games, he might reconsider. With USF, this has to be the favorite to come out of the G5 to make the playoff berth now. Byron Brown looks like the best non-Power 4 quarterback in the country right now. He does have an injury history, but if he can stay healthy, this USF team is scary. They also play Miami this weekend. Take 2. Hail State. For a team that didn't win a conference game last year, this is an unreal win for Mississippi State. This was the first top 25 win at home versus a non-SEC school since 1991 for Mississippi State. Lebby has a lot of good vibes in Starkville going right now, and I'm happy for this program. The bigger news is honestly Arizona State. I think this is the first game where we saw how Arizona State truly is going to miss Scadaboo from last year. I don't think we realized how good Scadaboo really was last year. He had 1,700 yards and 24 total touchdowns. He even threw for a touchdown in the playoff game. This guy set up everything for Arizona State last year. Now this roster is still really good, and Kenny's still a good coach. So it'll be interesting to see if they're a top 4 or 5 team in the Big 12, but I will be shocked if they are truly at the top. Before I give you my take on Kansas State and Oklahoma, like this video. It tells me I should keep making content like this as the year goes on. Take 3. Oklahoma is for real. As someone who watched a decent amount of Washington State football last year, I saw this coming, and I called it in the preseason. Mateer had 400 yards and 4 touchdowns in week 1, and then he followed it up this week against Michigan with 270 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He also added 70 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns this past week. Mateer Heisman talks are going to get more intense every week, so get on it now. This Oklahoma defense is going to be like it was last year, top 15, maybe top 10 in the country. You pair that with Mateer playing like this, and don't be surprised if OU is a playoff team. Final take. What is wrong in Manhattan, Kansas? Like most people, I was very high on Avery Johnson and Kansas State the entire offseason. They had the best defensive line in the Big 12 last year, and Avery had 1 more year in the system. Pair that with a coach who's won a national championship at the FCS level and won the Big 12 already, and this team looked like it was poised to do a lot of good things this year. It has been the complete opposite. They should have lost to North Dakota State a week ago, and this Army loss is a bad loss. Not just because Army lost to Tarleton the week before, but this Army lost more than 80% of their touchdown production from the last year, so they are still figuring things out. Kansas State goes on the road to Arizona this week, and if they lose, it might be time to either make a change at quarterback or just start to look forward to next year. Let me know what I got wrong and what I missed, and follow me. I post good sports content.